So a full week has gone by now since I knocked out the video called Abu Simbel. I am confused, and I'm not as confused now as what I was whilst I was making that video. A couple of days after I did comment to a few people down the comment section laying out my exact position, which has changed slightly. I still think it's, well, I'll just say it now, I think it's probably 85% fake. They might have moved if there was anything there. The thing could still be 100% fake, right? An absolute theme park. But if they did move anything, it was the actual statue itself, the giant sculptures from outside. But whilst doing that, they will have damaged large portions of it, right? And they will have had to have remade them. The inner chambers will not have been moved. They were created on site. I showed you it when they were building rebar and pouring massive sections, right? So they've moved the giant sculptures from outside and produced the entire rest of it from pouring concrete into girders and rebar. Okay, the artwork inside the inner chambers could not have been moved because it would have crumbled away. Okay, so that was also created on site. If this isn't proof enough that these channels go against my work, well, this was put out the exact same date that I released that video on Abu Simbel. Channel or not, I'm not too sure. It has got a lot of subs and does get a lot of views, so it could be, right? But in doing that, I watched it, and funny enough, I didn't know this, but the reason for its name, Abu Simbel, they moved a lot of sand from the inner chambers and he shoved his torch in it, right? So he dedicated it to the kid, and they have got the hoax code down. It's meant to be 33,000 BC. Now, I don't want to be just showing you images that I showed you in the first part. Half of them are brand new, but I want to look at the ones that I showed you already closer. These, as you can see, the shape of the sand slope down the right hand side. These are meant to be the originals from the original site. These are the oldest that you will find. When you look at it, you see all the markings of this thing being built by a civilization that builds like we do, right? So I wanted to go look at these images and see if I could see any imprints, any marks of the rebar and girders that they clearly showed us that they were, how they built this thing. And that's what I'm drawing the red lines in for here throughout the video. That's what we will be doing. This is a modern day image of the site, and if you look on the right you can see from this, even though it's closer, the Queen's area chamber looks smaller on this image. So when you look at this next one, which is meant to be from the original site, the hill at the back on the Queen's area looks like it's larger, but it's not. It's just a hill that's further back from that thing, okay, making it look larger. This image here shows you, if you look in the bottom right, that's the hill. So again, we can see the shape of the sand slope on the right hand side, how it was meant to have been found at this point. And yet the arrow that I'm pointing at there, what I'm getting at, every single mark which you would not transport to a new site, especially if you was covering all the surrounding area in rebar and concrete, you would not transport the exact same shapes over, right? It's the exact same thing as what's there today. It's the exact same site, in fact, I would say. But it doesn't matter because it's still fake, even if it's only 15% of the original site. I mean, you make your own minds up. I'm just here to point out the anomalies, and there's something seriously wrong with this thing. If you look over on the right hand side, you can see perfectly spaced, and I mean perfectly spaced lines where they've been pouring the rebar into the various sections building this thing up, just like they do with a modern day dam, correct? I'm guessing these circular metal entrances that they've got to both doorways outside these things are where they've had some artists within them creating or mixing part of the artwork that will go inside these made up tunnels, inner chambers, because there is absolutely no way 100% that they would have been able to transport the artwork if there was any artwork in there. And that's a fact, people. I was also guessing that this is the head that they ended up crashing on the floor. If you look in the wall, it's like an area that's fallen out. It's pulled the rebar out of the wall when you look at the thing today. This is the ear of the head. He's carving the head into sections and then they're moving it. If you look at the ear on these things today, they're 3 times more pronounced than what they are there because they just wouldn't stand out. This ear still needs finishing. We can see that this is meant to be almost the finished product. What the 2 very large round circular stone blocks are on the floor are obviously for shaping for some section, I'm not sure where. A side view on this thing here, if you look at what's bracing this statue in place, that's exactly how we would do it today. So these people either have knowledge and it's where we've learnt it from, or I don't know. Anyway, I will leave you with these images. We're going to take a look inside this place. Well, if you like that, ladies and gentlemen, and you want to help the channel moving forward, you can press on the link in a pinned comment, which will be in every video from now on. Thank you.